everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Tonight's movie, Peppermint. I'm kind of excited to see this. So evidently this story is about a woman whose husband and daughter were taken in some violent act, some senseless violent act. Their lives were taken 5 years ago. But somehow, whatever happens, the person who did it were let go free. So she's coming back for revenge on these people and taking matters into her own hand. Who is this woman? This woman is Jennifer Garner. You might remember her. She's been playing in a lot of different roles, but her true coming out party was 13 going on 30. No, it was Alias. Remember Alias, the TV show? That's when you first see her, and she knew some martial arts, and she kicked some butt in those shows. So I'm kind of thinking that's what she's going to do here, in the limited knowledge I have about this. IMDb has it at a 6.6. So who else is in it? I don't know. Don't really notice anybody else really comes to mind, but I'll get into it a little bit. It's an hour and 41 minutes long. Check it out. Let you know the real synopsis and then tell you what I think about it. So stick around. I'm excited. Hopefully you are too. I'll be back. Hey everybody, want to do a quick check-in here. We're watching Peppermint. We're at the 49-minute, 54-second mark. Probably stopped it a little bit too late. Didn't realize I was getting into it too much. I apologize. So, I like the timeline of this movie initially. So it starts off with her already, a scene of her in the present day getting her revenge a little bit, right? And then it goes flashes back and shows what happens. Why is she on her going after revenge? As we know, her husband and child get killed. They actually get murdered. So that it comes right out right in the beginning of the movie, and as we stated, the people who did it get off. And so so it shows the whole development of that, and I won't give you any more details than that. And then it flashes to 5 years ahead, which is present day. It comes back to present day, and then I thought that was interesting. But you see that a lot with movies, and I thought they were then going to say, well, what happened these last 5 years? That's the path I thought. That's where I thought the timeline was going to be cool, because it was like, they show the present day, the past, the present day, and then what the gap is. But now that I watch it a little bit longer to see if that's the route they're going or not going that route, that would have been pretty awesome. They kind of just briefly talk about what has been going on in the last 5 years, at least with Jennifer Garner, but don't show a lot. I thought that would have been an interesting concept here. But she's now in the present day getting her revenge on everybody who was involved in this, which is okay. Sounds good. My one gripe so far is a lot of the people who she took out revenge on was real quick. So I expected it to be, one by one by one, and the whole methodology behind her getting revenge on them, the actions that she takes or whatever she does, I thought that was going to be our storyline. But right away, you just see that's all boom, boom, boom. And now I think she's going after something higher. Hard to, the whole reason for it, not so much the people who actually committed the act, but the reason behind the act for her father, for her husband and daughter. A lot of action, just getting into it now. But I thought it was going to be a really cool timeline. It's your, normal timeline for these types of revenge movies. So we'll see where it goes from here. We've got a while left, so I think it's going to get a little bit more interesting. One thing, I see, when you see like a daughter like that, like she was 10 years old, and then her husband, they're the only family she has. What other kind of choices do you have? You got nothing, anymore. It's like it's time to go for revenge. But yeah, like to see a child like that, couldn't imagine that happened to me. So, or you, or anybody. Anyway, it's all make-believe, and this is why we do this, is we watch this to escape and have some fun and root for Jennifer Garner getting her revenge, right? Great. Alright, I'm going to start watching it a little bit more, and if anything interesting happens, I'll check it again. If not, I'll see you at the credits. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Peppermint, and it was good, not great. Some of the things that I liked about it, I did like Jennifer Garner getting back to the Alias kind of character. You know, she's played around in some other things and really good at playing crazy in some movies. But you know, this one was really more about the action and you know, being like she was an Alias. You know, she has kind of some martial arts or some fighting skills, and you know, she knows how to hold a gun kind of stuff and everything like that. So I did enjoy that aspect. I like the idea, you know, revenge movies going, you know, that's kind of fun too. I mean, it's been done a lot, but I you know, I was interested in seeing that. So I did like that part of it, and the action, I think. Some of the things I didn't like about it, it's an overplayed plot line, but okay. I mean, it's hard to come up with all this new kind of stuff. You gotta create different ways to appeal to the audience, right? So there's that piece of it. The other piece, I didn't like the villain, the overall villain, who she was after. I didn't think he was the right choice, the right actor for the character. Just my opinion. I did small twist was okay, nothing wrong with it. Somewhat predictable. I had it kind of wrong. You'll know what I mean when you watch the movie, but nothing major there. What I think the timeline for me, again, I talked about this. The timeline was really good to a point. They never clarified the gap. So she goes away for 5 years. They give small glimpses of it, and I guess that's fine. I thought that would have been a more interesting route. Think of it this way. They show kind of the end where she's getting into revenge immediately. That shows right in the beginning. Then they go into the past and show why, you know, what happened to her family. And then they come right back to the present day where she's doing revenge again. And that's interesting, but I would have liked to see the 5-year build-up to get her to, she was a soccer mom. They say that in the film. And then she becomes Alias, right? Okay, great. I'd love to see that build up. I think that should have been a bulk of the movie, because what happens is there's many people involved in the people she's seeking revenge from, not just the people who did it, but you know, everybody that was involved, from you know, the court systems up to the drug dealer, you know, the guy who I said the top villain. And real quick, I mean, what the past story builds you up to, the people we think she should really get revenge on, it's done like that. You know, whatever happens, happens. And the rest of it is going after the other guy, the lord of it all, and everything that goes involved in that. And so, okay, that's fine, but I thought they could have, you know, that's what they see all the time. I thought they could have done it better. So just in my opinion, I'm going to give it a 6. But again, hear me out. If you watch this movie, check it out. I'm not really spoiling anything. I hope not. I mean, just read the synopsis. You know what's going to happen, right? I said, you know, do it that way. Then explain that 5 years and then come back up and then do the revenge piece, right? And do it methodically and show the pieces that you're getting and stuff like that. I thought that would have been more interesting. Don't spend so much time on one that really didn't have the build-up in the beginning of the movie, and you spent 45 minutes on this piece of it. I thought that was where the flaw was, the biggest flaw of it all. And I think if you do it the other way, spend a little bit more time on the other people and what she was doing there, I like that. And the build-up, of course. You know, and then the big question is, well, how does it end? What happens? You know, does she get him? You know, she's going through revenge. What are the repercussions of that, and that kind of thing. So that's still there. I'm not going to tell you what happens. You know, but that's my opinion on this one. A little bit deeper on this one, a little bit more opinionated. I think there's a different way. This would have been a good one if they call Kimmel's Irish Pub and say, hey, we're going to release this. What do you think? How would you change it? I would have made it a little bit better in my eyes. Maybe not in yours. Maybe you saw it, you liked it the way it was, and that's great. So I'd love to hear from you. So leave me some comments. But thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.